Hey guys, it's Michael. Today is your Saturday, July 11th, second stimulus check and second stimulus package update. And we have a lot of exciting news to cover in today's video from the White House, from the Senate, and from the House of Representatives on how we are definitely going to see a second stimulus package and specific details of what we can expect to see in it. So in today's video, I'm first going to go over states and schools reopening, specific details and information on that, and after that I'm going to get into the second stimulus package. I'll include timestamps down below if you want to skip ahead, so just be sure to check that out. Also, don't forget to get your 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below, and get $5 immediately when you downloaded the Acorns investing app as well. Anyways, let's jump right into it. Let's first go over states and schools reopening before we get into specific details from the House, from the Senate, and from the White House on the second stimulus package. So, the United States on Friday reached 60,000 new cases for the first time. And not only did they reach 60,000 for the first time, but they soared past that and hit 68,000 new cases, setting a single day record for the 7th time in the last 11 days, according to the New York Times database. At least 6 states reported single-day record highs for new cases on Friday. States like Georgia, Iowa, Montana, North Carolina, Ohio, and Utah, and a number of other states across the country are seeing record highs still. In Texas, which reported record numbers of daily cases 4 times in the last week, Governor Greg Abbott signaled the possibility of a second economic lockdown and shutting everything back down again in the entire state of Texas. So if the state cannot slow down the number of cases and hospitalizations in the state, they are seeing dramatic increases, and he says they might have to shut everything down again. So this may be happening in other states as well, as we are continuing to see record highs all across the U.S. So I'll make sure to keep you updated on that. In Georgia, which reported more than 4,000 new cases on Friday, Atlanta officials said that they are preparing to shift back to phase 1, go backwards in the guidelines, which calls for all residents to largely stay at home. Most of Georgia's cases have been in and around the Atlanta metropolitan area, but they're saying that they're going to have to go backwards, take a step back, and go back to phase 1 of reopening, and mostly people are going to have to stay at home. So we're starting to see more restrictions being put into place. This isn't good for the economy, but it is good for more stimulus, because if we're seeing more restrictions, businesses shutting down again, well, that means people can't return to work. We're going to see more people file for unemployment benefits, and ultimately Congress and the government will have to do more to support these people if more jobs are lost. Moving on to schools reopening in the fall. So many of the United States' 3.5 million teachers found themselves this week feeling fearful and very angry over pressure to return to the classroom from the government as the pandemic is getting worse and cases are increasing. On Friday, the teachers union in Los Angeles demanded full-time remote learning when the academic year begins this fall in just 1 month on August 18th. And they called President Trump's plan to push schools to reopen in the fall as a dangerous anti-science agenda and put the lives of our faculty, our students, and all of the families at risk by reopening too soon. On top of this, the superintendent of Atlanta's public schools recommended that classes be held completely virtually when they resume next month. Teachers ultimately are saying right now that the crucial question about how schools will stay clean, how they can prevent the virus from spreading, keeping students physically distanced, and preventing further spread of the virus, all of these questions have not been answered. And if these questions aren't answered, if they don't know how everything's going to stay clean, how students are going to be socially distanced, well then there's no way they can reopen safely without millions more people getting the virus and getting sick. So they said it's just not smart, and a lot of teachers don't want to go back to work because they are fearful and angry about everything going on. On the other hand, though, there is another side to this. And on the other hand, people like Labor Secretary Eugene Scalia said that schools are essential services in his mind. And we had our factories in the country open throughout the pandemic, and other essential businesses were open. So according to the Labor Secretary Eugene Scalia, he says if other essential services were open, like grocery stores and factories, well then schools should be open as well. That is his opinion, and that is the other side to this argument. Moving Moving on, let's get into the second stimulus package update, and very exciting news here from Congress, the White House, and everyone else in the government, how they are all finally agreeing on how we definitely need a second stimulus package. I touched on some of these points briefly in previous videos, but it's important to see all of them together to see what the mindset is right now of everyone in the government. So the other day, President Trump said on Wednesday that he supports another round of direct payments to Americans, and he claims that he wants to give out more money than the Democrats proposed in the HEROES Act. So the first person that is very important with regards to getting a second stimulus package is the president. Because if a bill were to pass the House and the Senate, the president has to sign off on it. So according to these statements, President Trump is all for more direct stimulus checks in a second stimulus package. He wants that. So that's good news. Moving on, we need the House to want more direct stimulus checks as well. And according to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, she said on Thursday that she was unconvinced of the need to limit eligibility of the second stimulus check to people who make $40,000 a year or less. She says that she thinks the second stimulus package should have a broad range of people who qualify for the $1,200 stimulus check. She also has said previously how she wants to extend the $2,400 per month and $600 per week enhanced unemployment benefits to help support those people who are unemployed. So we know that the House, they are all in and all supportive of a second stimulus package. They even passed the HEROES Act, which is a second stimulus package. So that is good news. So that is 2 out of the 3 parts that we need. She says that we feel very confident that we will have a strong bill, and she says even if the Senate proposes a $1 trillion bill, they're going to negotiate that because she believes that there needs to be at least $1 trillion for direct payments and unemployment benefits, another $1 trillion for state and local governments, and another $1 trillion for testing, tracing, and treatment. So according to her, she wants a very large stimulus package, and the House Democrats, they want to pass an even larger stimulus package than what the Republicans in the Senate want. So now we know 2 out of the 3 groups want another package. The third and final most important part of getting a second stimulus package is the Senate, because we have heard House Democrats and President have wanted a package for a while. So what is going on in the Senate? So according to Mitch McConnell, he said that there will be direct stimulus checks in the next relief bill. However, he doesn't think it should go to everyone. He said the people that I think have been hit the hardest during the whole entire pandemic have been people making $40,000 a year or less, and he said this on Wednesday. He came up with the $40,000 number because Jerome Powell previously had said that 40% of people who lost their jobs were making $40,000 a year or less, and he said that those were the people that were hit the hardest. That is where Mitch McConnell came up with this number. He went on to say that many of them work in hospitality businesses like hotels, restaurants, and that they are going to be hyper-focused on this particular segment of the population in the next couple of weeks as they're drafting up the final second stimulus package. They're currently working on it right now, and he says that this package will be proposed from his office. He is going to be writing it up. He says if you're looking for an emphasis on the package, it is going to be on kids in schools, jobs, and healthcare. So according to these 3 statements, what we heard from Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi, and President Trump, they all said we need more direct stimulus checks. It may be less than $1,200. The one point of debate, though, between all of them is who is going to be getting it. Are they going to be sending it out to less people, or is it going to be everyone who received in the first round will be receiving in the second round? So that is the one point debate right now. It's not a matter of if we will get a second stimulus check. They all said we definitely will. Another point of agreement among all of them is providing more money to make sure that there are child care services, that people can go back to school. Because according to everyone in the government and economists, the biggest issue right now for the economy is child care. If there are no child care services in the fall, and it's much harder to find child care services, well then the economy can't recover because parents can't go back to work. They need somewhere for their children to go during the day when they're at work. Whether that's school, whether that's daycares, there needs to be more money to help support child care services. So that is another point of agreement among all 3 of them. And the third point that they're all talking about is the unemployment benefits. So Steven Mnuchin, who's the Treasury Secretary, said on Thursday on CNBC that the next stimulus stimulus package will include direct stimulus checks, an extension of the enhanced unemployment benefits, and a much more targeted version of the PPP program. So he specifically spoke about the enhanced unemployment benefits and how they need to extend them. Not only did Stephen Mnuchin talk about this, but also earlier yesterday, Larry Kudlow spoke about them as well, and he said that there will be enhanced unemployment benefits in the second stimulus package. He also said there will be re-employment bonuses. So according to everyone right now, the main aspects that we are going to see in the next stimulus package is direct stimulus checks, the enhanced unemployment benefits. They may be reduced, they may implement a back-to-work bonus, or a combination of both. And the final thing is that they need to provide support for child care services and schools. So those are the three things that they all agree on right now. We've heard all three of these groups, the House, the Senate, and the President, all say these three things, and they've been saying it for a couple of weeks now. So ultimately, when they come back from the July 4th recess on July 20th, we can look for them passing a second stimulus package that includes these three things. Anyways, that's just a quick update on what is going on and the current situation in Washington right now, as well as what's going on with states and schools reopening. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to get your 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below. Get $5 when you download the Acorns investing app. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video down below, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.